What is up, guys? It's your boy Rick Kakis, and today it's a big one. I got the face cam, so it's a big one. Guys, we have some massive breaking Destiny 2 news. Bungie has finally released an official statement on the delay of the upcoming Shadow and Order major update. And it's bigger than anyone could have imagined. And so, let's get started. Now, what the heck is going on? Well, as you can see right here from the original Year of Prophecy content calendar, the next mid-season major update, Shadow and Order, was supposed to release in only a couple of weeks here on March 3rd. Now, people started to get very suspicious, let's say, when Bungie announced their other new game, Marathon, was releasing on March 5th. Obviously, those two things are pretty close together. At that point, rumors and inside sources were all saying that there would be a leak. Bungie said nothing about it until just now. And here's exactly what they said. From the official Destiny 2 Twitter account, our next major update, Destiny 2 Shadow and Order, is undergoing large revisions and will be delayed. This update is being changed and expanded to include sizable quality of life updates, and as a result, it will also be renamed. This update will now launch on June 9th, 2026. Let's stop here for a second. That's catastrophic. Like, this could be the thing that ends Destiny 2 as a video game, because right now things are not going good. The player base is bleeding, and the main complaint is that there's simply nothing to do in the game. The portal system is not providing players with a reason to go back. You know, there's Destiny 2 tweeted today, earlier, like some scheduled tweet, like, all right, it's reset. What are you guys chasing? In the replies, they got ratioed by someone saying, bro, what is there to chase? And they deleted the tweet. Like, that's how bad things are right now. And all of that to be hit with a 4-month delay, or since it's at the beginning of June, I guess 3 months and a bit, right? A 3 to 4 month delay when there's already nothing to do. So 3 to 4 months more of nothing to do. It's about as bad as it gets, right? For the timing, that is about as bad as it gets. Now, they said this delay was because this update is getting expanded. How is it getting expanded? Let's continue with the statement. We will provide exact details closer to release, covering previously announced weapon tier upgrading, but also additions like expanding tiered gear to all raid and dungeon activities, Pantheon 2.0, tier 5 stats for exotic armors, and more. Guys, I'm gonna be honest. That's awesome. I'm not like, okay, I'm gonna be honest here. You're telling me I could go back to any old raid or dungeon, and now I'm going to get up to tier 5 weapons and armor? That's huge. You've just made every single raid and dungeon in the game, and there's a ton, and they're fantastic content, and nobody's playing them. Guys, even a recent dungeon, Vesper's Host. Who is running Vesper's Host now? Nobody. There's gonna be one person who still loves it and is like, hey, but like, seriously, Vesper's Host was not even that long ago. Ain't nobody doing Vesper's Host, because we kind of got all the loot and there it is. If you're telling me, if you're telling me I could go back into Vesper's Host and get a tier 5 version of the Versus Velocity Baton, dude, I use the non-tiered version of the Versus Velocity Baton. Are you telling me I could get, an area denial void grenade launcher with destabilizing rounds with all those incredible perks? Tier 5? I'm there. You're telling me I could go back into the Vault of Glass and get a tier 5 Fatebringer? I'm there. Like, I gotta do that, guys. I gotta get the tier 5 Fatebringer. I got every version of the Fatebringer. You know what I'm saying? And so, honestly, right? And call me Hopium, call me Copium, I don't care. That is actually amazing. That is so awesome. I'm gonna be so excited to go back into all these different amazing pieces of content. Like, and we're talking about weapons. Don't forget the armor. Tier 5 armor means new set bonuses. Every single old raid and dungeon is about to get unique armor that has set bonuses. Like, guys, what if the Garden of Salvation raid armor has a sick meta set bonus? People are unironically going to be grinding Garden of Salvation for the armor in 2026, dude. Like that's actually crazy. But, all that's great. Is the game gonna survive long enough to get to that point? Like, that's the real question. That is really the problem we have here, is like, we're already bleeding players like crazy, and the last actual expansion, paid expansion, Renegades, was positively received. People liked Renegades, and it got less players than the Edge of Fate, likely because of the bad will of built up from the Edge of Fate. But like, Renegades comes out and it's good, but even that isn't enough to keep people around long term. Everyone's kind of a few months on, and again, the main complaint is that there's nothing to do. Are people going to stick around for another 3 to 4 months to get to this good point? To get to the point where they can replay Garden of Salvation? Is that enough? That's enough for me. I'm a hardcore fan. But is that enough for most people? That's $1 million question. And honestly, I don't know the answer to that question. This delay could be the final nail in the coffin for Destiny 2. And we just see no one coming back for the major update. No one coming back for the expansion after that. And it's kind of over. That's possible. On the flip side, it is a free update. Like, this isn't an expansion. This is a free update. Pantheon 2.0, every dungeon or raid relevant. Other stuff like tier 5 stats for exotic armor, like just like little quality of life stuff. Maybe people will be like, hey, you know what? Actually, I've never played a Garden of Salvation. I've never played, a Root of Nightmares raid. And it's hard to find a group for it right now because no one's really playing that content. But now that it's being updated and there's tiered loot and people are grinding for the armor set that maybe is really good and there's interest in it, like, I'm going to use this opportunity. I'm going to come back and I'm going to finally complete the one raid I haven't completed, like, all for free. I don't know. I really don't know. Now let's continue with the statement here. They say, through June, we will continue to have routine bug fixes and stability improvements, continued portal modifiers. Can we get some new ones that actually matter, Bungie, not like 10% more damage on a Wednesday or something useless? Guardian Games coming in March. So next month, we are getting Guardian Games. The return of a more frequent Iron Banner cadence starting in April. So April is going to be our first Iron Banner, and then maybe there's going to be another one the very next month. We'll see. And they say, in terms of communications, we will be focusing on providing you with updates about our live game content, community activations, and general upkeep through the TWID and our Destiny social channels. Thank you for your continued patience and support. We will have more information on our next major update and future plans for Destiny 2 closer to launch. See you, Starside. Again, there's always a light at the end of the tunnel. I'm actually like, dude, Pantheon 2.0, let's talk about that for a second. People loved Pantheon, right? Pantheon, for those who may not know, you had a random encounter from a certain raid. So it would be like King's Fall, third encounter. You did that. Then you were on to, a Root of Nightmares encounter. Then you were on to a different encounter from a different raid. And during that time, they massively increased the amount of raid loot you were getting from doing Pantheon. So like, dude, everyone was so hyped every week to go into Pantheon and see what new encounters you were getting. You were showered in raid loot. It was a great time for the game. So Pantheon 2.0, on top of the fact that you now have these tiered upgrades. So not only are you, doing a Root of Nightmares raid encounter, but you're actually getting relevant loot. You're getting the new tier 5 up to, version of the Root of Nightmares raid gear. Like, hold on a second. That sounds awesome. Imagine also, we're finally, we don't have to look at that Dogwater 65 max stat exotic in our build. The thing with the lowest stats in your entire build is the exotic that's holding your build together. Like, what are we doing here? Imagine if they bring back Grandmaster Nightfalls properly, and the only way to get tier 5 exotics is to grind Grandmasters. I'm going to be in there every darn week grinding for that. That's all awesome. But having to wait 3 to 4 more months for that is so brutal. At the lowest point of the game too. It's like, it is just, the boat's already sinking. The boat is sinking. And they say, we'll rescue you. We just need some more time. They're going to come back with the life raft. Is there anything going to be left to rescue? And again, that's the real question. That's the dark cloud over all of this, certainly, and that's really the bad news. This is a longer delay than anyone expected. And I think if it had been like a month delay, even a 2-month delay, and they're bringing all this, people would be a lot more positive. But like, all the way to June. And guys, this also means, Bungie references will have more about our future plans for Destiny 2. This update coming in June also obviously means that the next major expansion that was supposed to come out in summer 2026, right? And that would be, I think, Shattered Cycle, which is the development name. So Shattered Cycle, the next major DLC, next major expansion, was supposed to come out summer 2026. It's obviously not. Like, you don't need me to tell you here if this is getting delayed till June. You really think they're going to say, okay, next major update, Pantheon 2.0, everything, June, July, the next expansion? Not happening. And so that means that we're probably going to get the next major expansion fall at the earliest, but possibly winter 2026. So we are going to go a whole year between Renegades and the next major expansion. Now, this is all speculation, okay? Nothing has been announced yet, but what we can be almost 100% certain of is, again, it's not coming in summer anymore. The delay to Shadow and Order is coinciding with a low-key delay to the next major expansion. Now, that is even worse. We already had horrible news of, like, this is really, really worrying news about a massive delay to a mid-season update, let alone the implication that this also means a massive delay to the next major expansion. Now, possibly the reason for that is that Bungie is maybe going away from the 2 expansions per year cadence. Obviously, that has had some significant downsides. We are now in a position where, again, like the major complaint is that there's nothing to do. There was a lot more to do when we were getting 3 seasons per year, right? We had the seasonal artifact changing with these seasons. We just had like a meta shift. We had buffs and nerfs coinciding with these seasons so that the new builds were suddenly viable. And like, there just felt like there was more going on between these seasons. So maybe the 2 expansions a year is going to end. And now we get 1 expansion. We're going back to 1 expansion and 3 seasons. Right? Maybe. That's pure speculation, but I mean, if it's still going back to the 2 per year cadence, again, it means that we have a whole year. I mean, it's not. What am I saying? It's not, because we're already way out of the 2 per year cadence, right? Like, obviously, we're not getting 1 expansion every 6 months. This delay is showing that. So clearly the cadence is changing. To what? I don't know. I can only speculate, but it's not good. And so here we are. Once again, with another pretty big blow to the Destiny 2 fans. Once again, with a worrying and uncertain future for Destiny 2 and Bungie as a whole. Marathon's coming. honestly, I wish it the best. I hope Marathon does well. And the reason is selfishly, I hope that they can do well enough to say that, all right, now we got some extra money. Let's diversify into Destiny. That seems crazy, almost as crazy as saying we have a successful franchise, Destiny 2. Let's invest a crap ton of developers and money into a whole new game, Marathon. So if they're doing that, maybe they can, recoup some Destiny 2 love here once, if Marathon is successful. If it's not successful, we're going to see Sony absolutely gut Bungie at that point. But, all I can tell you guys is that I truly love Destiny 2. I truly love this game. It's changed my life. I've been playing Destiny for 10 plus years. I have literally been playing since the Destiny 1 alpha, and I will be here until the servers shut down. All right? And if that means when this new update comes out in June, you will catch me on June 9th. I'll be here. I'll be making Pantheon 2.0 guides for the 12 of you guys still playing the game. And I'm going to be doing it because I love it, dude. I love playing Destiny 2 and making Destiny 2 content. We'll see how long that's going to last. But that's the situation. Devastating delay. But again, still, I will say, a light at the end of the tunnel. Pantheon 2.0, I really think people are overlooking how much of an impact redoing every single raid and dungeon to have relevant gear is going to make. Like, there are dungeons I have not touched in years. I'm going to be back in Pit of Heresy. I'm going to be back in these dungeons, these raids that I haven't touched for years, going after this gear. This is going to really make, I think, a big difference. Is anyone going to be around to care? Is the big question. Hey, one person will be around to care. And at least one person is going to be around to care. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. Oh boy. We'll see if we can make it through these times. Tough times being a Destiny 2 fan, man. Tough times. Guys, that's it for the video. Hope you enjoyed. Found this informative. If you did, please remember to help me out by simply rating and especially sharing this video. If you guys want to see more Destiny 2 content for as long as that's going to last, make sure to hit subscribe. Guys, again, I hope you enjoyed the video. And as always, have a good day.